Hello, I'm abyseFor again, welcome back to the video. Today I want to talk about nether portals in Minecraft, and specifically I wanted to teach you how to abuse them to get extra fast transport, because everyone knows that the nether is a faster way to travel than the overworld, but there's actually some ways you can abuse the way nether portals do function. They've got a limit of how close they can be together to get some really insanely fast stuff done, like instant travel across hundreds of blocks, near instant travel across, thousands of blocks, and I want to show you how to do both those things in today's video, and hopefully you all do enjoy it. So like this video if you do like it, because it helps out the channel a lot, and let's know you do like videos on how to abuse Minecraft's game mechanics, and the game mechanic we're abusing today is actually going to be, again, it's the really specific one of how close together you can have Minecraft nether portals. So for instance, what we're going to do is we're going to place down our first nether portal in the area we want it, which is going to be in one of our woodland mansions in this world. So again, I've got my map and my coordinates in the bottom left, so you can stare at them at all times if you want to see what's going on there. But let's say I really want to have a nether portal on this woodland mansion. I just feel like this is the perfect place for a nether portal. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to place a nether portal, and we're going to go through it, and then this is going to be our link to the nether. The first nether portal you place is always going to be pretty, standard. There's nothing exciting you can do with it, because it's going to be your anchor to the nether, and once you've placed this portal and once it's successfully gone through, you now have this official link between the nether, like you can see here, and the overworld. This seems like it's really basic stuff, but the reason this is so interesting and the reason this is such a big deal is because now this portal and the other portal are the ones which are kind of interchangeable, I guess they're intertwined. Like if you want to place another portal over here, it's just going to link back to the same portal, because there is a minimum in blocks between this portal and the next one, which means if you really want to, you can place a portal all the way even over here if we want to, and it's still going to connect up if we, so I'll show you just quickly to prove a point. Even if we place portal all the way over here, like quite some distance away, over 50 blocks like you might think, even though we place the portal just over here, because of the way the nether set up in this world, as you can see, we're still going to link to the exact same portal in the exact same place. So yeah, that's because, again, there's a limit to how close you can place these, and you can actually kind of abuse the length of this limit to go really close to the edge. Again, exactly where you measure the edge really depends on your nether. It's meant to be about 50 blocks, but as you can see, it works well beyond the 50 blocks that it's meant to. So if we go all the way to like our, the mesa biome with the, not the mesa biome, what it's called, the mega tiger biome, that's what I'm talking about. If we go all the way to the mega tiger biome and we place a portal here, you might think this is definitely going to create a new portal, but because of the way, at least that Minecraft Xbox works, and Minecraft Bedrock, and to some extent Minecraft Java, although it's a little bit more fluid there, but basically to some extent, even though we go all that distance, it's still going to link to the exact same portal. And you might say, so okay, how is that abusing portals? That's just a broken game mechanic. Well, what if I said this actually allows you to have instant travel mechanics set up? If you set up the place you want to instantly travel to, and then you go somewhere close by, let's say 100 blocks away, that you want to travel from, now we can have an instant travel network that goes from my mega tiger biome. Let's say I have my house here, but sometimes I want to go to the woodland mansion, and walking there, it takes some time to walk there. It's going to take at least 2 or 3 minutes. All you have to do is have this nether portal here, you hop into your nether portal, then you hop out, then you hop right back in, and in 2 seconds, you've gone from over there all the way in the distance. It's not even rendered in right now. We've gone from all the way into the unrendered distance of the mega tiger biome right into this portal in literally seconds. And in survival, it'll take you like 10 seconds, but given that it'll take you about a minute or 2 to do that normally, that's a pretty good deal if you ask me. So that's a thing you can do just like that really quickly to teleport from one place to another. And the best bit about it is it's not just limited to like one direction. If you want, you could go in a slightly different direction. You could go this way a little bit too. And the best bit, in my opinion, is the fact that you can use this to have faster ways to get down from the surface. So the fastest way, as we're all probably familiar by now, to get down from the surface down to bedrock layer, or down to where you're mining diamonds, is to have a huge tunnel and then just have water at the bottom. You can use ladders, but most people, the very fastest way is just to use full, lack of full damage to jump all the way from up there down to here. So we place our water, and as you can see, we're going to jump all the way from the surface down into our mine. Again, you should be familiar with this. You're probably doing it. This is something you have in your world, but what you can actually do is if you have a nether portal down here, because getting back up is always a pain, it takes like minutes of work. Instead, what you can actually just do is you can have a nether portal down here, and you can abuse the fact that there is a limit to how close together they can link, and you can abuse that fact to make sure that this nether portal down here will just link you straight back up to the surface. So if you've gone mining from your woodland mansion and you want to go back up to the surface, then what you can do is instead of going up the ladder, spending a minute going across, guess what? Exact same rules apply. We can go from that portal to this one, and then hop back out, back into the nether, and do it like that. And yeah, the only downside to this method, like the closest thing to a downside we have, is the fact that the nether is not really protected, like, maybe ghast get in. But what you have to do is like cover up one of the sides and then make the other side at least somewhat safe. I'd say do something like this, and guess what? Now we're entirely safe from ghast and stuff. And if you really didn't even want to use it for anything else, you could make it literally 1 block wide like that, and then all of a sudden you've made yourself a safe way to go from one place to another in instance by using this nether portal limit. And you might say, well, that's kind of exciting by itself, but I mean, like, is that really too great? Well, it is actually really great, because again, the amount of time this will save you is great, and that's one of the big things in Minecraft survival you want to be doing, saving time. Again, look at this, hop out, then hop back in, and all of a sudden we're at the thing. But that you can also use this for long distance travel, and you can abuse that to take some seconds off that too. So admittedly, you're taking seconds off something you're already saving minutes on, so, you know, to some extent this might not be worth it to you, but if you're traveling across your Nether a lot, and this is something you do all the time, then this is something worth considering. So let's say we want to travel all the way from that Wooden Mansion. Look how fast we're traveling on the map down there. We're traveling about just under 1,000 blocks, something like 600, 700, 800 blocks, all the way to this extreme hill mountain over here. So again, if you do this in the overworld, even in creative, even flying, it's taken me like half a minute or something, right? And if we set up a Nether portal here, you'll see how the Nether's much faster, but everyone is very familiar with that already. Like, yep, we all know the Nether allows you to travel absurd distances in short amount of times. Well, if we also pick somewhere that has water in front of it, just like this, we can abuse the same Nether portal linking thing on the other side. Not quite so well, but we can abuse it some amount nonetheless. So if we just set up a portal over here, for instance, and we do that, so as you can see, we're going to set it up like a good, 10 blocks away. Again, the limit is a lot harder on the Nether side of things. Then what you can actually do is if we set this up, we go through this again, then as long as we're, okay, yep, we've done it, then as you can see, it links to the exact same place. So that's not really too useful, again, using it from the Nether side, because like you don't want to just travel through the Nether and up in the same place, but it does mean now that even though the correct Nether portal placement should be over there, we can save a good few seconds by going to this one instead. And you can keep pushing this if you want to, like, will it work from here? And the answer will eventually be no, like, okay, let's try this one, and you can eventually find the place where it will work the best, and you can get the most optimum value out of it. So same thing, is it going to work from here? Yes, it is, exactly the same place on the hill. So we try that again, and then you can move forward a little bit by little bit, but again, in the Nether, the tolerances are much, much smaller, so you will eventually stop yourself, unless you're in the ocean. Again, that if there's an ocean in the way, then you can go a bit further than you might expect, but this means that by trial and error, you can abuse the same thing until eventually you find a different portal. It's still working, by the way, much further than I would have anticipated, but it means that, again, so let's just go all the way to show that it won't work from all the way over here, for instance. It will link me to somewhere near, like, my Wooden Mansion, I guess, because eventually you will reach the point where you can't. But my point being here is that you can abuse this same thing on the other side to make your Nether travel distances even shorter. So, okay, let's just show that this one won't work. If it does, then, okay, that definitely doesn't work. So we'll go through it, we'll destroy this portal, we'll make sure it doesn't exist because it shouldn't. And now this is the furthest point we can get to in the Nether. If we wanted to go down to the exact block, we could, but for now, just bear in mind we're saving at least, like, 20 blocks and maybe like 7 seconds in survival. But when you've got a journey, which takes about 30 seconds to begin with, if we're flying in creative, it takes less than that. But again, this journey is going to take us about, again, in creative, 10 seconds, in survival, maybe a minute. If you can take 10 seconds off that, you've just made your Nether travel 10 seconds faster. So to show you just how fast it is to go from, again, we'll confirm just how, crazy this one actually is, because you can also do it on the other side. But if we want to go all the way from our Woodland Mansion, that 800 blocks across the entire 360 size world, you hop in the Nether portal, you travel all the way across down along it, and as you can see, we jump like this. We can do this in survival, just like show you along the ground. We run along this thing, we run up there, we have a staircase going up to this portal, and then all of a sudden, we have to place our blocks actually, just to be certain. We hop in, and just like that, we've traveled all of that distance that fast. Again, it's not that much, but oh, this one wasn't actually the same play. Oh, it's linked to the new one. By setting up the new portal, we've actually ruined the existing link. But by doing that, we go all the way to this other portal in that amount of time. So I'll show you that working correctly, because again, that's a little bit embarrassing that our portal relinked to another one. So there is an error if you go too far. Again, once a portal link is set up, you can't delink it. So making sure you get this right on the first try, or like exiting without saving, or making a world copy or something to do it right is important. But just like that, we travel all of that distance in that amount of time. So yeah, it's pretty well common knowledge that you can travel 800 blocks in 100 blocks with the Nether, but the fact that you can then take that down from being more like, 100 to like 90 or 85 is really, really nuts, and that is the thing I wanted to show you in today's video. So yeah, you can abuse Nether portals in Minecraft, you can abuse the amount of linking it does to stop you from, to make it so you can go really high up. Again, if you set this portal in the sky, you could go from the bottom of the world to the height limit in seconds using that one, again, depending on where you first link it. And yeah, you can abuse this in really specific ways, as long as the place you want to teleport to is always the first place you place the portal. Always make, again, if you want to teleport to a Wooden Mansion, make that the first point. If you want to teleport to your base, make your base the first point in Nether portal. And if you do that, then every other portal will link you to there within a pretty significant distance. Again, it's not just this way, which is kind of crazy in that distance, but it'll also work this way, it'll also work that way, and it's something you can really get used to, especially if your Nether or overworld terrain is making places where you can't necessarily make portals anyway. So for instance, in this ocean, it can't place portals here, even if the Nether coordinates line up kind of close to this, so they'll try and just go to the nearest area, and again, you can use that to your advantage. And basically my point of this video is that Nether portals are really weird. I think the Nether portal linking limit is really ridiculous. Like, I'd prefer it if there were just 3 separate link portals, but the fact that it works the way it does means that you can abuse it to get super fast, either instant travel or just save an extra 10% on an already insanely fast journey. And again, just to show you that one more time in survival, this is the journey that you're saving on, and hopefully this video allows you to save some time in Minecraft, because one of the big things to me, I know this is kind of weird, people are like, you know, why do you care that much? I love saving, you know, time in Minecraft because it allows you to spend more time focusing on either the survival projects you're doing or on the mining or whatever else you find fun in Minecraft, because traveling is generally just like a chore between 2 places, and if you save time on that, then again, it's really important in my opinion. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. You can like it if you did oops. You can like it if you did like it, because it helps out the channel a lot. Let's know you do like this sort of video. You can share it if you really liked it, and you can subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if subscribed, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you very much for watching. I mean, just to quickly show, it will work even if you set it up right next to the thing, as you might expect, but you can abuse this, again, its own little ways too. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a great day, everybody, and turn on notifications if you want to see these videos daily and you want to actually like see it. Again, YouTube works weirdly like that. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Bye.